Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently May 12th, 2010, and this is Day 9 Daily number 115. I just had like an incredibly crazy intense day. Have you ever been in one of those hospitable moods, where you're just feeling really nice? And someone's like, "Do you want to help me move?" And you're like, "Of course, I would love to help you move." And then all of a sudden you realize that you're actually helping somebody move and that there's a lot of heavy boxes that you're lifting and that it's taking way longer than you'd anticipated. So I literally got here like 5 seconds ago and I showered, so my hair's still wet. Didn't quite have time to shave, but you know what? That's okay. I'd like to do a furry cast every now and again. Today we're not going to be doing anything crazy like super deep analysis or anything like that because, a lot of times it's very necessary to not do that sort of thing. A lot of times it's necessary just to kick back and relax and watch some 2v2s played by people that I live with. Because I live in a house with many people in here, and they're, just like me, they're big old Starcraft fans, so we're going to head and check that out after this. But I did want to announce that today is DJ Wheat's birthday. If any of you don't know, the infamous Marcus Graham, the granddaddy of pretty much all esports casting. He was like the first ever. And of course, Justin Ignacio, he is the Gun Run from GLHF TV. It is also his birthday, so all the big casters' birthdays are lining up here. So just definitely give them a big shout out and donate to them and do anything awesome that you want to do because they are indeed awesome people. So I'm going to go ahead and transition over to this main screen here. We're going to pop over and begin watching an epic 2v2 play between people I live with. So I'm just going to make sure the sound levels are okay because you know what? I always listen to my replays with music on. So a lot of times I end up just leaving it off and all. So here we go. Here's one of my roommates, Sean. An excellent split, all right? We're just beginning off the game in the correct foot. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and retell those guys to begin mining. It ain't no thing. So, pretty much normal, typical, good stuff going on, mining away. We have to introduce more players going on here. This is Jane here. She doesn't live here, but of course she's here quite a bit. Jane is spawning at the top as the Protoss pieces. And Jane and Sean are on a team here, both of them. And of course, when we go to the APM charts, we got some serious upwards of 32 APM rocking out in this game. Down here we have Asher, who, by the way, if you guys didn't know, he helped create, why am I forgetting the name? The Misadventures of PB Winterbottom. It's a game on Xbox Live Arcade and on Steam that you should totally buy. This is him, Boxcars. This is Asher. Definitely get that game because it's totally awesome. And on the right we have Sam. Sam also does not live with me. My two housemates are Asher here, and there's Sean chilling here, and then this is Sam. Sam and Jane we imported for these 2v2s. So we have Rodrigo, aka Sam, here on the right, and we have Asher here at the bottom. Now, I just want to briefly describe the skill level of these players. Sean recently graduated to the Bronze League, thereby making him the best StarCraft 2 player in the house. Now, Jane was a very good StarCraft 1 player. She was pretty much a serious baller at the SC1. Notice that she's made her gateway on 13. Notice that it's nearby her ramp. Oh, yes, very fancy, right? Oh my god, look at that. That's a good chrono boost timing right there. Oh, fantastic. Jane would probably be Gold League or Silver at the very, very, very least. If she played more. But alas, she doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and convince her of that. Sam is also in the Copper League. Sam and Asher are the two Copper Leaguers in this game, bringing it up straight up at the bottom. And I had just told Sam how to play. Right? I was just telling him that all he needs to do with Zerg is just expand on 14 and then make a pool on 13. And then all he needs to do is make drones. And of course Sam goes, "Well, what if they attack me?" And I said, "Dude, don't worry about it." And he went, "Oh, I see." And now all he's going to be doing is making drones. This entire game, you're going to see how much success he has. Asher just one day decided that Vikings were awesome, and therefore is only making Vikings this game. That is what Asher is going to be doing in this match, is just Vikings, Vikings, straight up all the time. But of course, doing some good old stuff. And, one thing I love about this game is the fact that, these are copper bronze level players, not people, who've devoted huge amounts of time to RTS by any means. But this game was still totally awesome, and I was like watching it. I just had a really long day, and it was like 1 in the morning, and I just got done working, and I was just watching them duke it out, and it was so epic. I was actually in Sean GH's room during the time of this cast, not during the cast, during the time of this game. Right, and I was basically like yelling at him what to do right now, because I'm you know, I try to do things like, all right, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to make a stalker right here. Everything's going to be fine and dandy. Just go ahead and chrono boost that. You know, I'm talking like someone who works at Apple support. I don't know if you've ever called them, but they're like super friendly people. Whenever you call, they're like, hey, Sean, don't worry. It's going to be super duper duper. We're going to fix your PowerBook right here, right now, fine and fancy. Don't worry about a thing. I'm going to take care of you. And I was trying to talk in that same tone of voice here, but I mean, come on. I mean, I was like, Sean, quickly, with your 25 APM, build more things. Of course, this is like maybe his 50th game of Starcraft 2 ever. I don't even think he played very much Starcraft 1, but I mean, look at this. Pretty good execution, right? You know, he's doing the 3 Warp Gate opening, which I think is just the bread and butter of Protoss. You know, 3 Warp Gate is the most standard thing in the world. I'm making some more pylons. Oh, fantastic. Oh, Jane getting a little aggressive here, moving out with some Stalkers and some Zealots. My goodness. And one thing I will happily note, is that I managed to fix the lag issues, so no longer will Flash Media Encoder live. For any of you who are unaware of this, see, I can actually pause and watch this. I will switch over to my webcam and notice that it doesn't crash. Pretty good. I found out that if any of you have got Windows 7, it has this transparency on all the windows, and apparently you absolutely 100% need to turn that off or your computer will self-detonate. So I turned it off, and no longer any detonation. Fantastic. So returning back to the epic game that I saw happen live in my house. And of course we have Jane. She's getting ready to, you know, get up the warp gates. Now, of course, Jane, she's the epic superhero in this game, right? She's going straight up for the gold expo. Because if you think about it, against players who are new, who are not aggressive, they're going to want to sit back and just sort of build up the army that they want. So she's like, well, why not just early expand to the gold? And she does it. And of course, I'm sitting here behind Sean, just like, build units, chrono boost. And he's holding down like a boss. Like, seriously, I was very pleased with the way he was playing. For, like, the first time anyone's ever sat behind him and been like, all right, you shouldn't actually rush for motherships unless you're King Hillbilly against Artosis. You know, rushing for motherships cannot be a stable, legit strategy. Really getting warp gates is what you want to be doing early on. And look at this execution. Crisp, clean, beautiful, suave, super duper. We're going to fix him up right now. So here is Asher, whom I always call the Dasher. Like, literally, I'll be like, hey, what's up, the Dasher? Like, all the time. How is the Dasher? Only referring to him in third person when I see him. So he's getting his Vikings. He's getting his armory. Hopefully, no doubt, for those epic baller +1 ups. And, you know, so here's Sam. I remember the first time he's like, should I be making lings here? And I'm like, no, Zerg's easy. All you do is you get a hatchery up. You maybe want to make a roach, but normally you just make the roach warren because other people do it and you want to look like other people because StarCraft is about fitting in. And then you just get hydras and you keep making drones. Look at the unit counting station. I was so proud of him. He just made 6 lings and look at all those juicy drones. Oh, God bless you, Sam. Oh, fantastic. And it was kind of funny because Sam was struggling quite a bit. He was being a little struggle bear in the 2v2s I'd see him. And I sat behind him once and was like, yeah, just, you know, make some drones, get some hydras up, and then just go roach hydra. And suddenly he became this, like, macro power beast. Literally just, like, one brief discussion with him, and he was, like, the sickest of heroes. So, it's kind of awesome. My little pawns moving him around the chessboard, with the exception of Jane, who is being boss just out of her own volition. And of course the double robo facility, because she also was sitting behind me when I was telling Sam, yeah, all you need to do is make roaches. So, serious abuse of metagame going on here. Yes, fantastic. Taking the gold mineral patch. And of course Asher doing his usual thing of getting Vikings up. Oh yeah, look at that. +1 ship weapons. This is kind of cool. Because, you know, it's so easy to be, like, judgmental. It's so easy to watch these games. You know, like, let's say you go to a LAN. This would happen to me a lot. I'd go to a PC cafe or I just watch a friend play, and it's so easy just to go, ugh, oh my god, these newbies, they don't know how to play. Like, you have, like, a little cigarette and a martini, like, oh, who are these plebeians playing StarCraft? And really, don't do that, right? You don't want to be one of those people who condescends, you know, because, like, honestly, there was some cool stuff that happened in this game, right? That kind of, is enlightening. And really, I just love watching anyone of any skill level play, because really, you get to see a whole lot of super, super cool stuff happen. So, for instance, Asher opening up Vikings against Protoss. Now, look what Asher did. I'm actually going to rewind this, and then we're going to get back to the normal sort of action. I'm going to speed this up until we see these Vikings come around. Again, we don't want to miss too much of the action. So Asher comes in here with Vikings. Now, I want to just say out loud what I was telling Sean to do. I was saying Sean, who is the Dark One, I said, Sean, what you want to do is you want to go 3 warp gates, and then just get a robotics facility, so that way you can get some observers and some immortals up. But definitely get an expansion a little while after you're doing that. And look how low his money is. He's actually been constantly producing probes this whole time. He's been doing a good job keeping up with his pylons. I mean, look, he has as many probes pretty much as he can. The only one who's out-droning him is Sam. And he has pretty much a solid, standard, typical type of setup. And yet these Vikings come in here and put some serious hurt on. Now, there was an issue that, you know, Sean GH, I wasn't telling him to use his hotkeys, or excuse me, his screen hotkeys, you know, where you can use like Shift F5 and Shift F6 to bounce back and forth between your main and your natural really easily. And these Vikings did some pretty serious damage. And I thought this was kind of interesting, that I was like, alright, just pull back, just kill it, you'll be fine. And Dasher